Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Eugene Honrath with Shadow Warriors. Meet the Maker interview. I've got Don and Zach from DZ Knives. How are you guys?
Hey man, doing good.
Doing pretty good.
Good. Well, I already said your name, but give me a little quick synopsis of who you guys are, how you came up with the name, your location, and then the products that you guys create.
Okay, I'm Don Taylor. This is my son Zach. We're from Jats Creek, Tennessee, just a little bitty town about halfway between Memphis and Nashville, Tennessee. I'm a father of five. Got a wife, and we own a heating and air business as well. About 4 years ago, Zach decided he wanted to make a knife, and so he tried it out, and it didn't work out too good. So we decided we'd go ahead and see what it take to make knives, and that's what we did. And we learned what it would take to make a knife, and it worked out. Eventually we got a knife made, and we've been making knives together ever since. This past year was real slow, so we kind of put a shop together and bought some tools and been making knives all winter long. And Zach,
Nice. That's cool. How'd you guys come up? Now, I know it may be easy, but how'd you come up with the DZ knives?
well, we didn't want to put like D and Z,
Okay.
so our logo has a Sparta helmet in between the D and the Z. And since I'm Don and that's Zach, that's how we came up with it because I wanted it to. We both wanted to both be a part of it
Okay.
because it's not just me and it's not just him. We wanted it to be both of us, because he plays a big part in it.
Nice.
He doesn't do a lot of the grinding, finished grinding, but he does a lot of the work in the shop. So
Nice. Okay, cool. And then what do you guys make? What kind of product?
right now we're making mostly Skinner, tactical Skinner type stuff. We've been making some neck knives, some smaller neck knives. This one right here is actually, for some reasons, our shortest neck knife to date. It's got the shortest blade on it, which everybody seems to like. It's just really, really small. We actually like the handle on this one better, but for some reason, this one just feels so good in the hand. And when you put it on your neck or something, it just feels real good. We've made some cleavers, we've made some custom jobs. People have asked us to change some things up, and we've most time they just ask us to take our work and say, well, you've done this and you've done that. Can you put it together? And of course, we're always happy to put stuff that we've done on different projects together because we like everything we've done. So it kind of makes everything work together better. But we try to stay within our realm. We haven't got anything real big. We've got some people want some tomahawks and some bigger blades and stuff, but we really hadn't got into anything real big yet. Just
Got
trying to work our way up right now. So
Yeah, people
uh,
will always ask for the moon. I mean, I'm a more simplistic kind of guy. I love neck knives, so that kind of gets me in my heart because I think that they're ultimately a little bit more functional than a hunter or a big chopper, in my daily life at least.
yeah, we have some D2. We plan on making some little Warncliffe neck knives. We've got enough to make probably about 12. We picked up at Blade, so we're really looking forward to that. That's going to be a little different project for us,
Yeah,
but we just hadn't got to it.
Yeah, so that's a good question. Is how'd you feel about Blade? I mean, I know I walked in and I was kind of awestruck on how big it was. From someone who's relatively new to the knife industry, what do you guys think of Blade?
Well, Zach, what'd you think?
Well, it was bigger than I thought it was going to be. I didn't think it was going to be that big. I didn't know there was that many people out there making knives.
What about the pit?
The pit was pretty fun.
Yeah, it was about the most awesome thing we've ever been to as far as knives or anything else. I knew there was a lot of people making knives, but I wasn't expecting it to be so big.
And,
The pit was pretty awesome.
yeah, and it was. I think it was more, at least for me, it was more than I thought it was gonna be. It was friendlier than I thought it was gonna be. It was, and I
Oh,
think, and that is only a portion of the knife makers that are out there.
yeah, we got so much love, man. I'm talking about love for Zach here. I wanted to go out and network. We went to network with people. Network with vendors that sold materials or tools and stuff. And we went, like Matt Peterson with Voodoo Custom Resins.
Yep.
And Matt's awesome guy. You know, we're using his stuff now, and we're offering it to anybody that wants to upgrade. We love upgrading stuff all the time, but you know, people have to want to pay for it too. But you know, we got to meet a lot of different people. We got over to SOE and got over to the Key Bar location there, and Zach got to pick out his own key bar and got to build it with Michael and everything. It was just real awesome, man.
Nice. Yeah,
It was just
it was great.
extra time. Him, you know, he gets to spend the time at 15. I mean, I'm 42, so it's real cool to get to meet all those guys. But I can only imagine being 15 and getting to do that. You know.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. So I'll kind of direct this question at you, Zach. What do you like about making knives, or at least the processes that you do in the process that is making a knife? What do you like most about it?
I like helping my dad, like spend time with him mainly.
Okay. Yeah. Hey, that's a simple answer. I love that. I think that this is something that you don't really see a lot, is father, son, or families working together to do that. And so you guys are learning together as well?
Oh yeah, yeah. We watch videos together. We go over new techniques together. When I learn something new, he comes out in the shop and we go over it, work it together. You know, we have a brand new milling machine that we don't know how to use, which I mean, everything that we do, we're learning. You know, I mean, making a knife was a learning process from the ground up. I didn't meet my dad till I was 37, so being raised without a dad, you know, raising my son and spending the time with him is really important to me and with all my kids. So we make it a family experience. Even when Zach's not here, he works sometimes, so we have other kids that they'll come out and spend time with me in the shop too. So we always try to make it a family affair out there of some kind. So we turn the music up real loud. We have lots of fun.
Yeah.
We have a really big stereo system in there, so we have lots of fun, lots of loud music. So we have a great time out there. So
family first. That's awesome. So what would you say is your flagship product, if you have one? Or if you don't have a flagship product, what's the funnest blade shape that you guys make?
The funnest blade shape that we've made to date. I honestly, I think this little cleaver right here, it's just a small cleaver, but we made this cleaver and we put little dimples in the blade with a drill bit. I seen another maker do something similar to that, and then we put a sculpted red and black handle on it. It seemed to be very popular and everybody loves it, but it was S30V. It was our first time working with it, and I just like the way it feels. It's 1/4 inch steel. You know, it's pretty thick and it's pretty meaty. Feels real good. And I really just like the way it feels. It just feels like you want to chop something up with it, you know. As far as everybody seems to keep going back to the Skinners, you know, the tactical Skinner, because the price, I think, you know, not too many $85 knives with a sheath out there, you know. 1095 steel, you get a pretty decent knife for $85, and there's not a lot of those out there, you know.
Yeah.
And so I think a lot of people choose that for that reason, but we're always trying to upgrade people. We take them from the 1095. We like to go to the A2,
Okay.
which I do research. I do a lot of research. I didn't know anything about blade steels, so when I came in, I was just like everybody else. I'm buying knives. I'm trying to figure out why I want to buy a knife in certain steel, and they said, well, buy 1095 because you can sharpen it on a rock. Well, I've never sharpened my 1095 on a rock, but maybe I should try someday.
Yeah.
But you know, the A2, when you do the research, it says that it's commonly used in combat weapons. Well, to me, that's really important. I mean, that sounds really awesome. You know, D2 is a little bit hardier. You know, supposed to have a harder edge and better edge retention and stuff. That's another upgrade from A2 for us. You know, we like to use A2 and D2 in the 1095, and then I like playing around with something I don't know. We used M4 one time just to try something different, which is crazy stuff. We eat a lot of belts up for that stuff.
Someone just was talking about that with me last week, so I hadn't heard of it.
Yeah, we're not afraid of things. We're not afraid to try things like with different steels. It's just a matter of doing the research and learning what we need to learn, because I'm going to learn. You know, I'm going to get the books out. I'm going to call people. I'm going to watch videos and get the material out and read what the manufacturer says you're supposed to do with the steel. Or send it out for heat treat. But I prefer to we do our heat treat in house, so I just try to learn what it takes to do it right.
Nice.
We sent the M4 out because it's kind of a little bit more complex heat treat, so we sent it out.
Nice, nice. So you make certain blade shapes, and I guess you already answered this a little bit, but do you get custom work?
Uh, a little bit. I say a little bit. Like the Skinner, we have a guy that wanted the Skinner, and he didn't want it to be so straight across the top. He wanted it to drop down a little bit more, and he didn't want so much belly. He wanted it a lot pointier uh, and a lot stickier, so it would stab a lot better. He wanted to use it for an everyday carry knife. He was going to carry it inside his waistband for protection, and he asked us to modify it for him, and we told him we would, and we are. I'm actually making me one while I'm making him one.
Nice. So what's the craziest request you've gotten? I know you talked about tomahawks or some other stuff, but what's the craziest custom request you've gotten?
I don't know. The tomahawk's probably the craziest thing I've gotten so far. We've had people start talking about different Damascus and stuff, and that's probably the hardest thing to talk to people about is Damascus steel, because people don't realize the different levels that it comes in, or different places you can get it from, and qualities and stuff. But the crazy stuff is always and I had somebody ask me about a sword, and I told him I'll never be a sword maker, but we're not going to make swords. We're not going to. We got a piece of steel out in the backyard. I might make a tomahawk out of it. I don't know, just for fun,
Yeah, yeah.
just to see what happens. But it'll just be for kicks. It won't be for sale,
So
we'll lots of plans to make stuff for us.
nice. Well, so you told me about something that someone asked about a survival knife. You told me about that last week or the week before. Tell me a little bit about what they were requesting with that.
Oh yeah, I forgot, man. I forgot all about that guy because I still haven't given him a price back. It was the neck knife, the $70 neck knife, which is 1/8 inch steel, and it has 1/8 inch handles that are contoured down. And he wanted to know if I could screw those handles on, and that if I could take my mill and mill out and hollow out the blade itself, and so he could actually store stuff in there for survival. And of course the answer to him is I'm not sure that there's enough room in there for all that, but I know it won't happen at the $70 mark.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah,
Okay.
$70. I'm not sure. I mean, I'm not sure how many end mills it would take me, because we've yet to end mill anything out. That's something we want to do is to take some weight out of some knives sometime. Is to try that out. But it's a pretty good idea to make some space in there to store some stuff. But we haven't screwed any handles on at all anyway. Everything's been glued and pinned on so far.
Gotcha.
I actually have some screws to screw some handles on. I just haven't tried it yet.
Ah,
We have a lot of learning curves to meet, and we're just taking them slow, and we have a lot of stuff to learn.
nice. Nice. Okay. Cool. Well, tell me a little bit about. I know you're doing it as a hobby. You're doing it to be together, but you're also, you have a logo, which a lot of people don't. You have a name. So you want to make some money with the knives that you're producing. Tell me a little bit about your range. I know we kind of touched on it a couple times, but kind of where you start and right now, kind of where you end. And we won't hold you to this one because we know things change.
Okay. Well, like I said, the neck knives start at 70, and with upgrades they go up, and then the Skinners are at 85. We've got a cleaver that's a little bit larger cleaver. It's 3/16 steel. It's we call it the razor, actually, because it kind of has a razor blade shape to it. It's 125, and then like I said, the most expensive knife we've made to date is only $275, and that's our most expensive knife. S30V steel and carbon fiber handles. It was all loaded up, and most everything we've been making has been under 200. If you get on our Instagram at our DZ Knives Instagram, you'll see a big Tonto with some sculpted micarta handles. It's made out of A2 steel. It was $235 shipped. It's really nice. It's a really nice knife for $235 shipped, and a lot of love, a lot of hard work, sweat, tears went into that one because I wanted to keep it.
Yeah.
It really felt good in the hand, and I know the guy that's got it, and I know he's going to be abusing it and seeing what he can put it through in combat. At least out in the field practicing anyway. I'm not sure if it'll see any real combat, but if it does, then good. I want my knives to be used. That's real important to us. That people actually use them. I don't want to make something to put on a shelf, right? Not yet.
Yeah.
I don't mind people keeping them for keepsakes if they want to, but I really want people to use them.
Yeah.
We carry our knives, you know.
Nice. All right. Good. Cool. I always like to ask this: have you had anyone come to you with barter? Like, hey, we'll give you this if you make me a knife or two. Have you had that?
I actually swapped 3 knives for a guitar amp.
A guitar, an
Uh,
amp?
yeah, Marshall half stack.
Nice. Okay.
3 skinners for a Marshall half stack. So uh, I still have to make delivery on my 3 skinners, but they're in the works right now. So we
Hey.
needed a new guitar amp for Zach here, so we're making the skinners for the guitar amp.
Nice. Oh,
It was the guys. It was the guy's idea. We were going to just pay him money, and he said, "You know what? I don't want any money. Just give me 3 knives, or give me however many knives you think it takes. I want some for my dad and my son and me, and just make us one for all 3 of us." And I'm like, okay, So it really worked out nice. It made me happy, and you know,
nice. Hey, well, that's awesome. That's great to hear. So let's do a little quick recap of the company, what you guys make, and then your social media links, which I'll also have in the comments. And then anything else
okay,
you want to show us? Any knives that you have there that you haven't shown us? So let's do a little recap.
okay.
So we have Zach and Don from DZ Knives, and tell me about what you guys produce, and tell me your social media links. Do you guys have a website, Facebook, Instagram? What do you guys have?
We've got a Facebook, which we happen to be giving stuff away at certain times. Sometimes we give stuff away on our Facebook. It's DZ Knives, all one word,
Okay.
on Facebook. It's also the same thing on Instagram, DZ Knives, which we don't give anything away on Instagram. We do all that on Facebook. But that's the only two ways you can get a hold of us. But we're really easy to get a hold of. You can message us. You've messaged us several times. I think my personal messenger is actually easier to get a hold of me, but the business one seems to be a little bit slower. But people message us that way all the time, and we seem to respond to them pretty quick. I don't actually give my phone number out, but some people get a hold of it, because I own a heat and air business. So actually, if you Google Don Taylor Heating and Air, you'll get me telephone number and my website for the heat and air company. But we that's about how you find us.
Nice.
We just had a bunch of people walking that real quick. Sorry about that.
No, that's
But
okay. So do you have any other than the Skinner and the cleaver that you showed us? Any other knives you want to show us?
I don't have any in the house right now, or we've actually sold everything right now. There's a lot of stuff that's on our Instagram and a lot of pictures on our Facebook.
Okay.
We put a lot of work in progress pictures, which some people like them, some people don't, but we put a lot of them in there.
I love them.
We're trying to. You love them. I do too. I think it shows a lot about the knife, the knife making process, and it really when I buy something from somebody like me, I really want to see what it went through to get to that point.
Yeah.
To me, I want the storyline, and the only way to get the storyline is to see the work in progress picture.
Absolutely.
And that's the reason we take.
Awesome. Well, hey guys, thank you so much for joining us on the Meet the Maker interview. I appreciate it, and thank you so much.
All right, man. Thank you.
All right, brother. You too.